everyone, welcome to Care Fiction. I'm your host Subhankar, and today I'm going to share my thoughts on the latest Netflix fantasy series, Cursed. You can call it a review, and I will try to be spoiler free. So, let's jump in. There are several running subplots, at the center of which is the main character Nimue, played by Catherine Langford. But the most recurring connector is the persecution of the Fae kind by the Red Paladins, who are the proponents of a form of Christianity. This chain of events introduces the MacGuffin, the Sword of Power, and thus the series focuses on a constant tug of war by several warring parties to obtain the sword, with Nimue clinging on it to protect her kind. It follows a non-linear narrative in a few places, but not as overtly as The Witcher. That is fine with me, but the thing that didn't rhyme with me was the narrative structure, or more precisely, the season length. It has 10 episodes, which I believe could have been accomplished in about 7 to 8 episodes, or maybe even 6. So yeah, I felt that there was a pacing issue, and not that it went fast, but it went slow on some really unnecessary parts. Coming to the characters, everyone did a good performance with what they were given. And while I cannot say about the character arcs, because obviously the series hasn't ended yet, but from the story progression vis-a-vis characters, there were some I liked and some not much. And okay, it was a very radical and bold retelling of the Arthurian tales. So I sat down with refreshed lens on the story, and the character that stuck out most to me was that of Merlin, played by Gustav Skarsgård. He is not written as a serious character nor as a comical one, but just the right amount of both integral to the plot. You may think of him as more of a sage than a wizard, and here he is mostly referred to as a druid, but never as a wizard. But I don't know how the magical classes are defined in this world of Cursed. But though I loved his connection to the Sword of Power, so yeah, I liked watching this version of an iconic fantasy character. Catherine Langford is great. Nimue's character progression as a beleaguered savior is also good. The character was really convincing, but given that she is the central character of the series, I think a stronger narrative to her story should have been established in the first season. Then we have Arthur, who is also very different from the typical mythos, which is not bad. But to me, his character arc had a few low points, which made me hit the forward button some many times. And as a matter of fact, I loved the portrayal of the Weeping Monk more than Arthur's, and also the Weeping Monk name reveal is one of the few things I loved about the series. Father Carden as an antagonist was good, but could have been better. He was clear on his motives, but there were no interesting dimensions to his character. Talking about characters I really didn't like was firstly Uther Pendragon. I mean, why did his character feel so awful to watch? And gods, I could just throw the character out of the script. And then there is Morgana. There were some glaring writing issues with her character, especially towards the end. A standout performance was that of Sister Iris, played by Emily Coates, who I think was more impactful than Father Carden as an antagonist. It's a fantasy series, so of course I will take a closer look on the fantasy elements, which was pretty good, not over the top exhibition of powers and stuff. The depiction of Fae magic is enough from a first season perspective, but I hope that they expand on that in the upcoming seasons. The Sword of Power, I think they could have done a little differently, because at times it felt like its properties were akin to that of the Ring of Power. We do get to see its true powers. I think it's okay to divulge some powers, because that would keep the audience imaginative. You see, I regard Excalibur more than Mjolnir, so yeah, I felt somewhat low for my expectations. Other than that, there is a substantial amount of Celtic lore and mythology, which are very interesting and deftly placed in the world building. I will cover these in a separate video. The production design, starting from set design to costume and makeup, is really commendable. There are some cool graphic novel kind of transitions which I think you will like it. Of course, with the sword at the center of all events, so various parties will be after it. Politics and strategy will come to play among them. But all the related sequences seemed quite abrupt rather than continuous, go with the flow kind of thing. And I don't mean that it is a slow burn. Well, that could have been good given that they had 10 episodes to build it up. So that flavor when the characters or the parties interplay falls short of buttressing the story. So there you go. That's my opinion on the series. I binged it, but I don't know how you would feel about the season length. Long story short, it is a good series. It could be an acquired taste for some or a quarantine trait, but just don't get too hyped by the Arthurian legends, because on the surface it looks so, but it is different. So don't go in with lofty expectations and conclude that it is not like Game of Thrones or The Witcher, because every setting is unique in some way. So I think one should look with a distinct and different lens. Will I come for the second season? It is a definitive yes. So thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for my next video on this series. You know what to do. Like, comment and subscribe. See you soon.